YouTube. It's me, your boy, B3, back with another kicking movie reaction review. So I did it. I watched the Godzilla Anime Trilogy finale, the third film in the Godzilla Netflix Anime Trilogy. This whole trilogy is garbage. I know it took me a while to review this. I know it's been a week since the damn movie came out. I know this video is lower quality because the reason this is so late and the video is lower quality is because I am not at home. I am away from home. I don't have my equipment. I just have my webcam and this little mic here. So, I watched the movie since I have Netflix here. Better internet than my house. I can't stream at my house. I did not have high hopes for this film going in. I didn't. So I'm not disappointed because the first movie, I guess, was kind of watchable, but it was still bad. The second movie was straight up garbage. If someone gave me a copy of it, I would smash it. And this one was also just super boring and bad. It was crazy. The animation was good. Yeah, sure. Is it unique for a Godzilla movie? You could say that, but that's not necessarily a good thing in this case. It had a good score. I'll give it that. The dub was fine. I've only watched the dub because I can't stand to watch the movie twice. So I've only seen the dub. One big complaint about this movie is that it seems like it was written by a person who's not deep at all, but like really wanted to seem deep. There was all this weird, dumb pseudo-philosophy that like didn't matter. And it was just stupid. It was just stupid. I come to Godzilla movies to get like environmental awareness and fucking monster action, and this movie doesn't deliver anything at all. It was so stupid. I guess Ghidorah is kind of a new, interesting portrayal. He's got some cool new powers and stuff. But like almost every single monster that has appeared in the Godzilla Anime Trilogy, we don't see its whole body. Right? Because you remember in Planet of the Monsters, it showed like Orga, Chimericus, Dagora, but they were all silhouettes. Okay. Dumb. You can't have a movie called Planet of the Monsters and have one kaiju in it. Well, one Dai kaiju and then one small kaiju. And then the second film, there was like a new little snake thing we saw for 5 seconds that was even smaller than a servum. Mechagodzilla was a complete sham. Mothra doesn't show. It's all bullshit. And then Ghidorah, in this movie, we see a full body shot of Ghidorah. But guess what, motherfucker? The whole thing's a silhouette. Oh, but B3, oh, haven't you seen the action figure of Ghidorah? Don't you think that shows us what Ghidorah's like? Not really, right? Because the action figure kind of looks different than the silhouette I saw. I know it does because I was looking at the action figure while I was looking at the fucking movie. And I was like, they look so different, it's insane. And the wings on the action figure are just the wings from the Severum. They just put them on a different figure. Super lazy toy. But I guess it was interesting how Ghidorah kind of warped time around it in space. That was cool. And how it had super extending heads, and it didn't really travel. It just kind of stayed in one place and then stuck its heads through like wormholes it created so that it could devour planets. Kind of a neat Ghidorah. I just wish we could have seen its whole fucking body. Probably the biggest Ghidorah ever, but we won't know because it doesn't show the whole goddamn body. But it still probably is the biggest Ghidorah ever since it was able to stand up to the biggest Godzilla ever, or at least the biggest Godzilla so far. Ghidorah, one scene. I liked one scene in this movie Ghidorah's attack on the ship. The ship that has the last remaining survivors of these 3 alien races. Ghidorah kind of attacks the ship. It's like wrapping itself around the ship and stuff's exploding because it's warping space-time around it. And the chick inside is like, I'm not even getting a reading. It says there's not a monster out there. All this stuff. And then she's like, wait, all life signs just went to negative. Does that mean we're already dead? And then they just blow up. And it was because Ghidorah like bites the whole ship. And it was pretty cool. So there's like only a handful of humans left at that point. At that point, you're like, well, they're just going to get absorbed into the Mothra fairy people's culture, which is fine. Was anyone fooled about the Nephiles or whatever, him being evil? Was anyone fooled by that? I mean, we kind of get hints for that in the second movie, but he just gives off this creepy, evil vibe from the first time he's on screen in the first movie all the way through the end of this movie. I don't think anyone who watched these movies was fooled into thinking he was a good guy. He's just a dumb... the whole movie's dumb! The whole movie is stupid. And this movie is... almost every single line spoken in this movie is exposition. Almost every single line of dialogue spoken in this film is exposition. That's just bad writing. That's not even bad writing. That's horrific writing. That's some of the worst writing I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Like, barely anyone even does anything in the whole movie except stand around and spew exposition. Most characters are in one spot for the entire movie and they do not move for almost the entire fucking film. Almost nobody even changes locations in this movie. It's only a pinch better than the second one. It's so bad. And for any of you who were thinking they might get to see Mothra this film because they talked about Mothra so much in the last one, wrong, bitch! Mothra appears as a mental projection in Haruo's mind, which is dumb, and it doesn't even look like a monster moth. It just looks like a regular-ass moth. But it's kind of hard to tell because guess what? It's another fucking silhouette. That's 5 monsters in this trilogy that are mostly, if not entirely, portrayed by silhouettes. Orga, Chimericus, Ghidorah, for the most part, and Mothra. All silhouettes. Mothra was a psychic fucking projection. Fuck you. Fuck this whole movie. Fuck this whole trilogy. The Godzilla franchise might need another 10-year hiatus for real just to get back on track. Fuck me. Okay, and so I'm going to get to spoilers. Nephiles dies. You know, the evil priest dude. Also, his name is not subtle. It sounds like one of the names for the devil. So, he dies after Haruo kind of like gouges his fucking eyes out and shit. And once he dies, Haruo like cries for him and mourns for him. And I know he once saw him as a friend, but after you found out that he was a genocidal, mass-murdering maniac who has destroyed multiple planets, his own planet, and try to destroy your planet and your entire fucking race? Why the fuck would you weep for someone like that? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just a cold-hearted bastard, but I don't get it. And then there's this montage after they defeat Ghidorah in one of the worst giant monster fights ever. You know what the entire fight is? Ghidorah's necks come down. Ghidorah bites Godzilla, maintains its bites, kind of pulls Godzilla up into the air, and they just sit there for a bit. That's the whole fight. And then Ghidorah becomes a physical being after Nephiles is killed. Godzilla, like, snaps its jaw in this really super non-exciting jaw-breaking scene. There's so many good jaw-breaking scenes in kaiju movies. Kong, half the Kong films actually, and also in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Great jaw-breaking scene in that movie. So poor. And then Ghidorah just kind of slips away and kind of fades into nothingness, and it's so dumb. Stupid. And then there's this montage of the humans kind of giving up all their high-tech gear to live like a peaceful kind of agricultural life with the humans that evolved to be kind of insectoid and Mothra-like. And then Haruo like fucks one a few times, gets her pregnant. I don't know why I said it, because I'm thinking of monsters. Gets her pregnant. And this whole montage, and it seems like the montage is going to end the film, but then the montage stops and the film just fucking keeps going. It's not even a good montage. And then the professor dude figures out how to use the nuclear reactor and stuff in the old Vulture or whatever the hell it was called. I don't even remember what it was called. That mech suit Gundam ass thing they used to fight Godzilla into the second one, because I don't care. And then he's like, we can build our human civilization again. Oh, no, don't mind that will completely destroy the culture of the natives that have evolved on this planet in our absence. No, it'll destroy their culture, but our culture's better. God, you'd think he was white instead of Asian, right? Holy fucking shit. And not only that, he wants to recreate the civilization, go straight back to the civilization that created all of the giant monsters in the first place. They try to pass him off as the smartest person in the movie, but he's fucking dumb. Every single character in this movie is a dumbass. In some way, shape, or form. And then Haruo decides, I need to destroy this mech suit to preserve the culture, because he doesn't want the current natives of planet Earth to become like the humans. He doesn't want the humans to destroy their culture. I get that. But he also kills himself for seemingly no reason. Just because they think someone killing themselves at the end of the movie makes the movie good. Lots of people seem to think that. There are lots of like indie films and stuff, like The Fucking Room and shit, where people kill themselves at the end, and the director's like, oh, that's so genius. Oh, mainstream movies, oh, they don't kill the main character at the end. That's not something mainstream movies do. Ooh. I know this isn't an indie film. You don't have to fucking tell me that. But it just seems like directors think killing the main character at the end, especially by suicide, is some genius thing. But it's really not if there's not a point to it. So he just takes the Vulture thing. And then, because you remember the female that was into him in the first two movies, whose name I also don't remember, because you can't make an emotional connection to any of these characters to remember their names. The names I've said in this movie, only reason I remember them is because they're in my notes right here, right in front of me. Shit. Ass. Absolutely ass. But he puts her, because she's in like a vegetative state because of the nanometal, puts her on the mech suit with him. So not only does he kill himself, but he kills her. I mean, yeah, she was a vegetable. They weren't going to be able to cure her because the nanometal made up most of her body at that point. She was basically dead anyways. Honestly, it wasn't a bad thing to do, but it seemed the way it was done in the movie, it seemed so weird. Just so weird. So weird. So he's flying straight at Godzilla to crash into Godzilla and explode in a nuclear explosion. Godzilla shoots him with his atomic blast before he gets there, and then the remains of the ship just crash into Godzilla and explode, and it was a relatively small explosion, and then the movie just ends. No way in hell that killed Godzilla. It was a completely pointless suicide attempt. No way in hell that fucking scratched Godzilla. Oh! B3, that's how they could have killed Godzilla in the second movie. Yeah, but in the second movie, they were also like, had those rods in Godzilla, and they had the fucking nanometal, and he was stuck in the trench, and they had his shields down. This was just Godzilla walking around normally, with his shields up and everything. Incredibly dumb ending. Horrible ending. But I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad he's dead, because he was a terrible character. And the film goes back and forth from being too simple to being too complicated. Like, wow, you're acting like this thing you're talking about is something super enlightening and cool, but it's not. It's a plot point that's been touched on in so many other films. It's dumb. And then they go to something that's like, I don't even understand what the fuck you're saying. That's a confusing, weird thing to say, and it doesn't make sense. And I watched all the way through the credits on every movie. Not because I'm looking for an after credits. It's just what I do. I like to look at the names. I like to hear the music. And I think it's kind of respectful also. But that also doesn't really matter. So I watched all the way through the credits. And there is an after credits scene. That seems completely pointless. Just completely pointless. It shows like one of the Mothra twins he knocked up as an old lady, and I guess it shows maybe his son or something, like tying knots. What? It was pointless. I guess it was just meant to show that their culture wasn't destroyed and they went on and lived long lives, but I didn't think that all life on the planet was wiped out by Godzilla at the end. I think Godzilla survived. In fact, I'm absolutely positive Godzilla survived. But those people have been living alongside Godzilla forever. So, of course they're all still alive and well. Duh. The whole movie is garbage. If you want to introduce someone to Godzilla, do not show them any of these movies. They are all trash. They are all garbage. If you want to introduce someone to Godzilla, show them Shin Godzilla. Show them Godzilla King of the Monsters or Gojira. Show them a GMK. Show them something good. Maybe like Destroy All Monsters. I don't know. Something that's not fucking garbage. This whole movie's fucking trash. This whole trilogy is trash. I did like a live tweet thing also while I watched it. If you can check that out on our Twitter at B3 Productions. Tell us what you thought of the movie in the comments section below. I thought it was horrible. Just Japan's given us 4 Godzilla movies. Only one of them, Godzilla fights a monster. And it's not really even a fight. They just sit there. They just sit there. I know you don't need to have a monster to have a good Godzilla movie. Godzilla King of the Monsters, Gojira, Shin Godzilla, Godzilla 1985, The Return of Godzilla. They all proved that. They all proved that. But 3 movies in a row with no monster, and then one with another monster that doesn't have a real fight. Fuck you, Toho. Fuck you. The new cinematic universe you start after the MonsterVerse ends better be fucking good. Because I'm pissed as hell. So that's it, I guess. Whatever. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. Please support us on Patreon. That'll help us make more stuff better, faster, stronger. Sorry once again for the lower quality of this video. As I said, this is not my house. I have kind of a side business where I house and pet sit. So I've been doing chores around here, and then I just sat down to do this and watch that Godzilla movie. That's time I'll never get back. But, you know, as big of a Godzilla fan as I am, I can't not watch a Godzilla movie. That's it. Thank you all once again for your support. Don't watch this fucking film.